The past, the present, the future. Where are we today? Where are we going tomorrow? Where were we 6 months ago? All of this started as a joke in a comment section as I watched a video that had a leaflet cameo in it. And I said, hey, if I react to this, can I get a cameo too? And I got a yes. Next thing I know, my dead channel that I just don't even really bother with outside of just like shit posting and bullshit commentary suddenly has a couple thousand views on a video. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Okay. This is fun. I haven't had this much fun in a while. And these videos are exciting, entertaining. I feel like bro lives in my browser history for real. So next thing I know, I get my cameo on the promised day. In fact, I get two of them. Little do I know. A little bit emotional because to me, this is evergreen content that will stand the test of time. And I will forever be immortalized in tiny little ways on the internet. That's important, especially for me, who's, a God-fearing man and has a very close relationship with death. I think about it a lot, and I understand it, right? I know what it means. I know how unimportant a lot of things are and how meaningless a lot of our lives are and how terrifying that is. And it's super wholesome, super great, feels really good to have that tiny bit of immortality left behind on the internet, right? I mean, so how many of us still go back 16 years ago to the early days of YouTube to watch, some early YouTube comment? Oh man, I remember this guy. Oh man, go back and watch Filthy Frank. You know what I'm saying? Forever immortalized, right? Which is super appreciated, man. I was like, wow, this is awesome. That's awesome. I'm like, I don't even deserve this. I'm a nobody, but I appreciate it. And then the cameos keep coming. In fact, they expand because now a meta is developed, right? Now people started realizing, well, this nobody got in. If I do it, maybe I'll get in. And then the spiral started, right? And then slowly over time, all of these like 5, 10 sub YouTube channels, some people didn't even have a channel, started kind of banding together, right? A lot of that was me, Night Owl, Gaming Syndicate, Moomy, Nasky. A lot of the early cameos, right? Put in a lot of effort to collab together, to talk together, to introduce each other, and to support each other, right? And then we went through the winter months, went through Christmas, went through New Year's. The cameos expanded, Then we got people like Chiro Chikage. Keen was a big cameo, right? A big one that we pushed really hard. Supported him a lot very early on. Me and Night Owl, Gaming Syndicate, going into his streams, because we know how good it feels to have that one viewer, that one chatter, to not be talking to yourself for 3 hours. How good it feels to have that one person in your stream, that one person to bounce things off, that one person to show things to. Because we all came from nothing, all of us, for the most part. Some of us didn't even have channels when we started. Like Lord Intellectual didn't even have a channel, and now he's on the path to becoming one of the biggest channels in the entire community, right? As I called months ago. So that's how this all started, and some of you seem to have forgotten that this was all created by small channels uniting together through this tiny little thread that happened to be Skybrowse's videos, and started forming up, realizing we had similar values, similar goals, similar aspirations, and banding together to help build and support each other. That's how this started. Then you get, Eustace, X Cross Legends, all these early people, X Count, Mizuki was a big one early on. All these people banding together, supporting each other, helping grow their channels. A lot of them having 5 subs, 10 subs, literal who's, as you would say, And yeah, we put aside our content creator egos. We focused on collabing. We focused on working together. And then, you know, at first it wasn't even about AI. Like, I don't think many of us even touched AI at the beginning. That came a little bit later once we started realizing, you know, what we could do and started learning it. Did Sky ever help with that, by the way? Absolutely not. We all had to pretty much learn on our own. The guy very much helped very little outside of DJ, DJ would just pester him constantly. And that's how he would get info from him. But for the most part, the guy didn't, you know, bother really at all, you know? So this idea that, you know, Sky taught everybody how to prompt in the early days, like some kind of fucking guru who came down from the heavens and gathered all us cavemen and taught us how to read and write. That's just not true. He had very little input. We pretty much learned how to prompt and how to do AI on our own, and through just collaborative effort and discussing things. He would very occasionally come and help, right? So this like motif that's being created nowadays is pretty crazy. But that's how it all started, right? And then the Discord started. You know, how did the Discord start? Well, I wanted a place for all of us to group up because we were all kind of going around in different little hubs. We were hanging out on Syndicate's Discord. We were going to Night Owls. We were going to Moomies. We go into Naskies. And I was like, well, maybe we should just have one giant hub for everybody. So I promised I'd make it. It got delayed a little bit, but eventually, with the help of DJ, we made one. Me and DJ made one. With the intention and goal exclusively to be a hub and home for our friends and fellow cameos, so we could talk to each other, collaborate with each other, and use the garnered attention we were getting to help grow each other's channels, right? That was the intention. It was always for our friends, not for everybody else. However, I'm the one who decided to make it public. Let's invite everybody, I said. Let's just make it an AI hub. Let's focus on AI. Let's focus on culture. Let's make it public to everybody. And I'm glad I did, much to, you know, pushback from a lot of people back then. Because a lot of the people who came in were not cameos. They were not featured in Skyrouse's videos. They were people who came in from the outside, who watched us get cameos, who watched our content, or watched Skyrouse content and weren't cameoed, right? Weren't content creators themselves. And some of those people ended up becoming some of the greatest assets to the entire community, right? Which is why I kept advocating for public availability, right? Which is why we pushed Skynet back open after we privatized it for a while, right? After some issues, right? I pushed for that, right? Much to the dismay and disgruntled, you know, a lot of people didn't want that, right? So that's why we had to make sure we kept cameos kind of isolated and having their own channels that only they could access, so they didn't get overwhelmed with random fans joining the Discord. And funny enough, actually, really in the early days, I remember we were all hanging out in Keen's Discord for a while. I think that was like a solid like 2-3 weeks that pretty much the hub was Keen's Discord. And then we kind of went from there, right? And that's kind of the foundation. And people seem to have forgotten that, or people just don't know that because you haven't been around, right? All of this was kind of founded off the backs of, you know, the original like 5 to 10 people's hard work. We were the ones who would go into people's streams. We were the ones who would find all the cameos on YouTube or find reactors on YouTube, try to figure out who's going to be next, and try to preemptively invite them. Or if we saw a reactor we thought was pretty base and we liked, we would invite them. You know, over time, just kept developing, and then, you know, we'd reach out to bigger VTubers that seemed to have show interest in AI and kind of aligned with our values and what we wanted culturally. And, you know, and we reached out to them, right? And we established relationships with them and we got them on board, right? And this kind of drove people to the Discord even more and to the community even more. Because like, wow, Powder's in there, Leaflet's in there, Celestium's in there. All these big streamers are joining, Cinevere's joining, all these streamers are joining. Wow, this must be a good thing. I'm going to get a part of this, right? And then it was mutually beneficial, right? So, you know, the whole idea was that these bigger VTubers were going to kind of, you know, raise the water for everybody, right? They get on the boat and, you know, the water rises for everyone. You know, all the little boats around the big boat kind of go up too. Was it going to be massive? No. They were going to probably benefit the most, but we were still going to benefit too. It was mutual ascension, essentially. That was the goal, and that was the purpose, right? I built all of this for you, my friends, right? Once I realized where things were going and how far this could actually go, as I was seeing people with 5 subs suddenly turn into 900 subs, 1,000 subs, and suddenly now they're monetized content creators. Which, by the way, if you don't understand how important that is, majority of content creators never get monetization. I mean, some of you have never had to experience the actual grind, but for those that have, you know how much it means to be able to actually monetize and get partnership on YouTube, right? It's fucking massive. It's extremely hard. You're already in the top like 3% of content creators just being able to do that. So now you're basically a niche internet celebrity, right? And that's important because that was the power of the early days of the community, is we could take any nobody, any 5 follower, and then as long as they contributed something or made something, we could promote that shit. That 10 viewers that you would get was enough to kickstart the algorithm, right? Everybody knows this, how important it is to have that early 10, 15, 20, 30 viewers that would come to and watch your stuff, because then the algorithm picks it up and it benefits everybody. Our power was that we could grow any channel to a monetized YouTube partner very quickly in a very short time. And once I realized what this power, I cut my own content creation. I stopped streaming. I stopped making commentary. And in fact, I don't even think I did any music either. Music kind of came a little bit later. That was mostly Leaflet inspired, but music came a lot later. In fact, my sole focus was the community and growing it, finding the niche 5 sub channel that made a cool video and sharing it with people and inviting them to the Discord. Figuring out everybody's, the things they do behind the scenes, right? Oh, this person has 2 channels. This person makes music on the side. Oh, this person does this. Learning who everybody was, their quirks, how they interacted with each other, what groups would form. This is pretty much all I did for countless sleepless nights till 4 a.m. for months, right? Growing the community, guiding the community on a path, policing the community as best as possible to, avoid just complete degeneracy and goonery, which is where it would be if I never stepped in. And I never chose any of that either, because like I said, originally this was supposed to be a place for our friends. And then we expanded it, right? Yeah, much to even Skybrow's own dismay, right? Skybrow's didn't want it that way either. He just wanted content creators, because inevitably this guy just cares about getting his ego stroked. That's all he's ever cared about. I respect him as an artist, like really highly, but I do not. Obviously, everybody knows this. I don't hide it. In fact, I'll tell him to his face, and I have told him to his face. I don't really respect him as a person, because he's a grifter. I don't like grifters. I don't like fake personas online. I don't like people who try to use my beliefs or my values to basically farm me. And that's what he did, right? That's what he was doing. He's a Canadian. He's left, about as left as you can get by American standards. He doesn't like transgenderism, but that's about the limit of what he doesn't like, right? I mean, he's mostly a leftist. His family's mostly leftist. I'm pretty sure he said his granddad helped write the MAID system or something, which is incredible, not shocking. And basically he leaned on right-leaning people like Asmongold and Leaflet and created content garnered to their audiences, because those are the audiences that were pro AI and that would actually watch his content, right? He's admitted to this over and over again. This is why we had the big falling out with him originally. This is why we had the whole debacle where he removed me from admin without a word, which was just pretty much a giant fuck you to my face for no reason. Didn't want to talk, didn't say nothing, just did it. And then I was like, all right, well, see you later. So I left. Because it's like, well, I just wasted 3 months of my life I'll never get back doing work for free, supporting this guy for free, even though he doesn't actually really support me, because he doesn't support any of us, right? During that time, he almost exclusively never helped at all. He came into Discord like one time, he got overwhelmed and never came back. He never wanted a community. In fact, he just wanted people to do AI so he could eventually hire them for his business, in case people forgot that one. Right? That was his goal. His goal was to basically make a business farm. He was trying to farm people who excelled at AI, so then he could literally take them so he could eventually create his own like anime studio. That was pretty much his goal, in case you guys forgot that. And this is why he got outed, right? This is why we removed him from the server ownership. Server ownership that me and DJ gave him, by the way. We did that as good faith because our assumption, at least my assumption, actually, I'll give DJ credit. DJ didn't want to give it to him. Right. I'm the one who forced that because I wanted to show good faith. I wanted to make people understand that, like, hey, I'm not a tyrant. I'm not trying to farm all this for myself. It's not about me. It's about, the community and Skybrows. And my understanding was that Skybrows wanted a community. He wanted to build this. I always understood, like, in the early days, I thought he was one of us. I thought he was a chud. I thought he was right leaning. And I thought he wanted to push the culture to the right. It was only later talking to him that I realized that's not the case. In fact, he actively disliked most of us. So, and did not like how we behaved, did not like how we talked. He wanted to police that. And everybody revolted against that. Did you not? You did, didn't you? In case you forgot, right? I left. I wanted nothing to do with this. I made a video covering why I left, who Skybrows really is. And I said why I don't want to come back. Right? I just don't want to be a part of it anymore because I did all this work. I sacrificed my own content, and I did all of this for my friends to help benefit them. And then I got fucking stabbed in the back, right? Shit was gay. So I was like, all right, well, I got better things to do. I've ignored my real life friends for months, and I've been fucking slacking at work because I've been staying up to 4 a.m. every day to work on this shit. So adios. Then what happens? You guys all drag me back. I get hundreds of DMs begging me, come back, make a server, we'll follow you. And I'm like, well, okay, this is weird. Not expecting any of that, to be honest with you. I really didn't. And so I was like, all right, I guess. And after much, begrudglement from me of constantly being harassed to make a server, I made a server reluctantly. And, people helped me set it up really quick. And then people flooded in, which was like, okay, this is weird. I was not expecting everybody to flood in right that way. And then people are talking about, we'll follow you. Like, fuck Skybrows. He's faking gay. He's a grifter. Because he is. He's literally admitted to it, right? So that's what's happening. And I'm like, all right, I guess. I don't really want to do this, but here we go. And at the end of the day, it's like, my understanding and the way I'm looking at it is like, well, if I don't do this, they're all going to split off anyway. So I might as well try to save what's here so we don't destroy everything and then everybody can still benefit. So you guys go ahead and you mass ban everybody who criticized. I did not mass ban everybody at all, by the way, who criticized everybody. Anybody who criticized me, I even said, like, I don't care if they talk shit about me. Don't ban them, but they did it anyway, right? That was the rat list, right? It's funny that the current, schism that's happened, those same people that schismed and then did it calling me a tyrant and that I'm power hungry or all this weird shit, which is super projection, by the way. You literally have no evidence and no clear way to ever prove that. And it's like verifiably completely false. And I prove it time and time again. Like currently I don't even own the server. I'm not even a mod. So I don't even know, but it's like, you were the ones that installed me as basically the fucking Führer in the first place. You were the ones who agreed and realized that Sky was grifting. You were the ones who didn't like what he wanted to do. He wanted to police speech. He wanted to basically, police everybody in the Discord and police their behavior and tell us what to believe and what to say. You can't say this anymore. You can't do this anymore. Because ultimately, all this guy ever cares about is his own personal image online, which I understand to an extent because he works very high up in a lot of prominent businesses and he doesn't want to look bad. But the thing is I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't care if I look bad. I'm going to say what I believe and what the truth is. And I'm going to support and talk about things that are the truth and things that I support. And it is what it is. I don't really care. I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I don't care what some business tycoon thinks about me. But ultimately, that's the problem with this guy, is that's all he cares about. He wants to be glazed all day. He wants reactors to react to his shit, to just glaze him. And then he'll show up once in a while when he feels like it to offer some, mediocre advice that doesn't really help anybody, because nobody can afford the AI tools that he uses, because he gets a lot of crazy AI tools for free. And then he fucks off, right? And then he does his own thing. And that's what he does. So it's funny now that we went through all of this to basically remove the guy because he was destroying his own server. By the way, he threatened to delete the whole thing like 300 times, but I do it a few times as a joke, and it's all over. It's all Jover, bro. Right? So he gets removed by the same people who just schismed and for some reason, and it just ended up destroying the community anyway, right? So it's like, it's just ironic that you're now that same group that basically forced him out and removed him to put me back in charge and make me the figurehead of the community again, then remove me as the figurehead of the community to go then garner around Skybrows again. Because ultimately what it comes down to is it's not about the community, it's about cameos. It's about getting recognition. It's about having orbiters around you that constantly make little gens of you and your little friend group, right? You claimed it was claimed that I was creating this little secret clique of like the in group in the community, which is hilarious because it's not true. While you guys are the real community, you were the real ones keeping everything afloat the whole time. You guys, the ones who joined, 4 months into the creation of the entire thing, and half of you don't actually contribute anything because you don't gen at all. So it's just ironic. You guys who only have admin because I gave it to you, and you only were given it because I had to take a leave of absence to handle personal matters behind the scenes, right? So it's kind of ironic, but it's also like I said, it's also ironic that you're now like suckering up to the guy that you all hated 2 months ago, and we all unanimously agreed was a detriment to the community, because he's self-interested. He doesn't actually care. He's gotten better. I'll give him credit. He definitely has gotten better, but he still doesn't care. In a week from now, when he's done getting his glaze session on, he's going to fuck off and just not show up again. Like, that's just what he does. All right. And that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, we just want him making content, and we're going to grift him and he's going to grift us. And that was the mutual arrangement that we all agreed upon. Right. So, but I just find it ironic that the same group that ousted this guy, and then the whole community that unanimously rallied behind me and made me the figurehead, suddenly rallies back behind the guy who's grifting. Weird. Kind of weird. I don't know. Like, kind of weird how we sat in a Discord and you all said fuck Skybrows, and now all of a sudden you're like, it was always Skybrows, without him we're nothing. It's almost like you latched onto him and forced him to follow you, so you could have validity for what you were doing. So when inevitably the receipts come out that everything you guys were doing was malicious behind the scenes, you look better, right? It's crazy how that works. By the way, we have no interest in having him back. I'm not even in charge anymore, but we did discuss this like briefly, because like obviously I'll still give input right when I can, but ultimately it's like we don't need him. We all agreed months ago we don't need him, and we literally don't want him. So this, you guys going around saying they're just trying to get him back. We're trying to get him back. I don't know why you're schizoing out. We literally don't want him back. I've never hidden the fact that I like have nothing but disdain for the fact that the guy just doesn't give a fuck about his own community that rallied around him, and that he grifts, because I can't stand grifters. I can't stand people who have fake online personas. That's why I don't like VTubers in general. I've never hidden this. Everybody's very much aware of this, that I generally just don't like VTubers because they're all fake and they're all gay, right? By the way, Pippo was 100% right about the guy, unironically, which is hilarious. So at the end of the day, Pippo was like pretty much always correct. So that was just like, it's kind of ironic, but Yeah, so yeah, you guys can stop worrying about that. You know, as we're talking about present day stuff. Like, you guys can stop worrying. Like, we're not trying to get him back, although like we could very easily. We don't really care. Don't really need him. We have other things in the works. We have actual business terms going on with people behind the scenes. People are currently getting paid behind the scenes. You wouldn't know about this because these are things that like I handled and I got done. And you wouldn't know about this because you guys don't actually give a fuck about the community. You never have, right? It was always about your own self-interest. It was always about just farming the clout and the title of I'm an admin, while you just focused on your own stream and focused on your own content, right? For case in point, how many of you even knew Lifu Lifu has a music channel? Oh, none of you did, right? You guys don't know anything about Club Tartarus. That's why you guys destroyed them. You guys don't know any of them. You guys basically shit all over them and basically forced them to like self-implode on each other. That wasn't me, by the way. That was the admin team. So it's ironic that like you have that group now like cozying up to the new pod admin team, when they were the ones who fucked up your original whole community in the first place, because they were spying on you guys and they were basically telling everybody to basically ostracize you. So it's ironic that you're now buddy with them, the very people that like basically stabbed you all in the back. So I don't know, but it's like, here I am stepping away. I come in, I would give guidance, right? So one of the first guidances I gave was make the server public, set up an application system, make it public again, much to their pushback. But at the end of the day, it was now my server. So I said, get it done. Something that should have taken a week ended up taking nearly 2 months, 2 months. And then here I am thinking, well, maybe it's just harder than I think it is. Maybe it's just harder than I think it is. But the reality is it's not, right? You guys just never actually did admin work. You were just lazy. You just wanted to ride the coattails of now having like fancy new titles as you became centerpieces of the community as a whole, right? Community that has hundreds of people in it. You guys became the centerpieces of it. And that all went to your head, right? Having people fucking art of you every day went to your head, right? It became about doing your own projects, focusing on your own work, focusing on your streams, not the community, right? When you become community heads and you become leaders of a community, your content doesn't come first. Everybody else's does. That's how that works. That's why some of you who didn't even make content were assigned in the first place, because I'm like, well, this guy doesn't make content, so he's perfect for this, right? Pseudo doesn't actually make content. He's perfect for an admin role because he knows everybody, and because he does the Skydex and he talks to everybody, and that's why I personally would usually consider, if anybody was the head admin, it wasn't Psychro. Psychro thinks it was him, but like, Psychro, I never talked to you for a reason because you're kind of retarded. And you literally sound like you're going to kill yourself every single day when I talk to you, which is why we bullied you, to try to cheer you up sometimes, because it's like, brother, please. But it's like, it's not Psychro, because Psychro's self-interested. It was always Pseudo. Pseudo was the head admin. Pseudo's the one I went to for everything. Pseudo's the one I sent orders through, right? So it's because Pseudo was the only one that I viewed as an actual community leader, because he was aware of all the little guys. He was aware of all the big guys. Did he have the connections? No, but he could form them, and that was important. That's how you be a community leader. It's not about your content. It's not about your ego. It's about supporting everybody else. It's about knowing who's who. It's about understanding the dynamics between different groups, so you can monitor that and you can police it, right? And you can keep everybody flowing and you can keep everybody on task. That's why I picked Pseudo for that, because honestly, he should have been good at it. And he was good at it for the most part, as far as I'm concerned. It was everybody else I was disappointed in. It was all Pseudo's friends, right, that he appointed alongside him. Oh, yeah, I'll need Keeney. I'll need this person. I'm like, all right, right? And then it's like, I go in. I finally, like, let's just fast forward for real quick, right? I'm thinking everything's running smooth. Applications are flowing. All the bots are working. There's no issues. Lo and behold, the day I finally start paying attention again, because all this other shit happened, and now I have a bunch of free time because, don't have that private personal life issue going on. Nothing's working. In fact, there's a cameo who's been stuck in application limbo for months and has never been pushed through. People's wives and girlfriends and significant others who were already like whitelisted like weeks ago, still stuck in limbo. There was like at least 10 to 20 people stuck in like this clanker jail that have already passed everything required to get out of it, that were just left in there and left in this like weird little playpen. Just absolute absurdity. You guys were paying for bots that like literally weren't even set up right. Like one of them wasn't even working. You were paying for it and it wasn't even working right. And it's like within 2 days of DJ being back in charge and checking all the bots, within 2 days, and by the way, he assigned Muru as an admin. You guys know I would never do that, because like, why the fuck would I give Muru admin? Well, it turns out actually she's very good at this, way better than any of you are. And she actually cares. Like, she actually sits there and she actually cares. She literally asks everybody like, hey, what improvements do you want? And she writes notes and she takes it seriously. And in 2 to 3 days, they basically fixed every bot. They replaced all the ones that you were paying for with free alternatives that worked better anyway. And then they fixed all the application system. Everything's working fine. They cleaned up a bunch of shit that should have been cleaned up forever ago. So it's like, don't sit here and tell me that you guys were doing so much work but the whole time, right? Because you weren't, and you know you weren't, right? You making your own content is not doing a lot of work. That's not admin work. That's not community building. That's not useful at all. You making spy lists on like VCHUD spy lists and all this weird cringe shit you were doing, that's not admin work. That's not community building. That's retarded, right? When you want to build a community and you want to be leader of the community, your content gets sacrificed, right? It's not about you. It's not about your ego. It's about growing everybody else. It's about future visions, right? You guys don't have the connections to the big VTubers, right? Those are things that me and VDJ established. Case in point, when all of this fell through, right? When it all fell through, didn't go the way you guys all thought it was going to be, when you tried to character assassinate me with a fucking bullshit Google Doc that like so a bullshit Google Doc that's so easily disproved. I was even shocked that people even gave it the time of day. Because like multiple people were involved behind the scenes and all of that, and can literally just tell you it's 90% of that is bullshit. And then it's like, it's super easily to disprove with DMs. So I'm surprised she was stupid enough to even release that. I was expecting something like actually scandalous in there, because it's like, that would be the only way you could justify actually what you did. And that would be the only way to actually like kind of, you know, put me in a check position, because like that's super hard to prove. But obviously you're scared of legal repercussion, because you know I'd sue your ass if you actually, you know, instigated anything criminal. So so instead it was a bunch of petty grievances that like don't even make sense, and then they're easily disproved by just a couple DMs. I mean, I still have a month and a half of DMs that I could literally post on Twitter if you want me to. And I still have to go through text messages, and then we still have Night Owl's DMs and a couple of the people's DMs. They interacted with you too and can verify all this shit that you're saying is false. So what a stupid thing to rally behind secretly behind the scenes, to basically usurp the whole community for yourself, because that's what it was always about, right? It was all about just taking it for yourselves. You know, Dot Pocket said verbatim in admin chat that he is the community. Why do you like? I still can't believe you said that, Dottie. That's crazy. Dot Pocket. Your admin work, by the way, your admin logs were quite incredible, Dot Pocket. Where your contribution was, wow, that guy gave me bad vibes. Like that was the contribution of your admin work behind the scenes when it came to like banning people. That guy gave me weird vibes. Good one, man. The guy who barely shows up, barely around, barely talks, just makes seals all day, which is appreciated. We love the seals. But to pretend like you're the community is wild. To pretend like you're the community head, you kept it all together, is wild. And you know it's wild. And then you lied about it in front of 40 people after I just showed them what you wrote, which is incredible. Like, I'm literally streaming the admin channel in Discord to 40 people to show them what you wrote. You come in, I say, hey, Dottie, did you say this? And you say, no, I didn't. And then it's like, okay, that's weird because I'm looking at you saying this right here. So anyway, the present, still talking about the present. So how did chain of events happen? Because a lot of people have been coming to me, kind of going back now and looking at my response to stuff and like Twitter, and they're realizing, oh, well, these guys didn't really tell me anything that's going on. We just started a whole hate brigade and they never provided any evidence of anything. I'm like, oh yeah, no surprise there, right? Whereas like I've literally shown everybody all of my DMs whenever they wanted to, like freely and openly, and answered any questions. So like what happened, guys? What happened that night? Well, a lot happened. In fact, we a lot happened in a good way, because inevitably what ended up happening that night is we squashed everything, right? Everything got settled. All the parties involved talked. We all came to agreements. That doesn't mean we believed each other. That doesn't mean I believed anything I was being told from anybody. But I was willing to squash it all temporarily, put it on hold to keep everything afloat and not let this spiral any further. So we all talked, we all agreed, and everybody chilled out, except for the admins, who got individual apologies from me. Every single one of them had an individual apology from me. Every single one of them was told, hey, let's have a meeting and we'll go over things, and we'll squash all this and then we'll just move on. You know, it was a rough few days, and we'll talk about it, sort it out, and move on, right? Instead, while we're sitting there at 10 p.m. playing games, I'm playing Final Fantasy with Kreestar and his wife and DJ. I get shown the logs. For some reason, somebody, in this case DotPocket, decided to publicly go on Twitter crashing out for some reason, instead of just keeping things in Discord, in the community Discord. And a lot of this was happening in my private Discord, which is Red Veil, which is a private Discord. It's my Discord. It's not like a super secret club. We know, I know we memed about that, but that's not what it is. It's my private Discord for my friends, for people I actually interact with on a daily and are like my actual friends, right? You know, that's perfectly fine for me to do. Everybody does that. You're all entitled to have your own Discord. So like using that against me is just kind of wild behavior. It's just kind of really stupid, because you all were part of that club too. So to pretend like it was my secret clique is hilarious, because there was like over 100 something people in there, and that is like an insulated Discord, so we could invite the bigger VTubers like Leaflet. And it was so you guys could interact with people like Leaflet in a private manner without being in this like public setting where we don't know who we're talking to half the time. You guys were all part of the same little club, weren't you? So it's like to bring that up is just really stupid, especially when you just did the same thing, right? So it's like most of this went down in a private Discord, very insulated, right? It was DotPocket who decided to go on Twitter and start spieling a bunch of shit that he shouldn't have said on Twitter and make everything public, right? After we just settled things just settled down, everybody calmed down, everybody hashed things out, came to agreements, and then DotPocket just had to go crash out publicly on Twitter. And then what'd you guys do? Well, before any response even came your way or anything was said to you, what'd you start doing? Oh, you started deleting things from the Discord. Crazy. Really weird. It's really weird how you deleted these guys' stuff too, right? It's kind of interesting how the very people that behind the scenes, me and Night Owl were sussing out and telling you guys were like causing problems, the instigating a bunch of shit. It's really weird how you specifically went for these guys', right? It wasn't just yours, because they were like, oh, well, we're deleting our stuff, so because we're done with this shit. But it's really weird how these are the ones you deleted. These were like some of the first ones you deleted too. Really weird how that works. Really weird, guys. And this is just part of it. They deleted like literally like, I don't know, probably like 50, 60 threads. They deleted Leaflet. They deleted Celestium. They deleted Maria Grace. You literally deleted people who are my friends and literally had nothing to do with your clique at all. People who, by the way, have been laughing at you behind the scenes because of how stupid you've been. We'll talk about that. But it's like, you were deleting shit from the Discord after I just told you all to chill. So this idea, you were like, well, see, he told Dottie he would never remove his admin or ban him, because Dottie's like, ban me, like a fucking retard, because he's literally low IQ and got fucking PTSD, right, from fucking the military. So it's like, I understand that. So I'm like, Dottie, calm down. It's fine, brother. You're fine. Nobody's going to ban you. Nobody's going to remove your admin. I have no reason to. We're supposed to talk about this, right? So it's like, I know the guy's just tweaking out because this is what he does. So it's like trying to calm him down. I even tried to appease him in front of 40 people in Discord. In front of 40 different people, I literally hovered over the server transfer ownership button and hovered over it to Dot Pocket and said, Dot, I will give you the server right now if this will get you to calm down. And he said no. So tell me once again, this was ever about the community, right? Because it's not. It was never about the community. I literally offered to hand it over to you and you refused, right? You did, didn't you? Thank you. By the way, another key point here is during our meeting we were supposed to have that I kept asking them for, right? The server ownership was going to go to Silas. You know who knows this? Hyde knows this because Hyde suggested it, you know, even though he's a rat fuck too, who kept lying to my face and lying in front of other people. By the way, like, I don't have anything to lie. Like, I don't need to hide nothing and I don't need to lie. How do you know these guys are liars? Because they had to block me, right? Once I started dropping receipts, all of a sudden they go from clowning on me all week to blocking me, right? It's really funny how that works, isn't it? It's all fun and games to dogpile on Feeble and to hate on Feeble and to dogpile on him. But then as soon as Feeble starts releasing receipts of what you did, oh, suddenly, oh no, I gotta block him and hide now. Now we have to start purity testing people. Now I have to start telling people who they can and can't follow because I can't let him know anything. I can't let him know how involved I was in this. I can't let anybody know what I did, right? It's funny how you all did that, right? And how you're all still doing that, right? But it's like, your admin was removed because you were spiraling out of fucking control and you were removing shit from the Discord. And it wasn't just me who decided that, because guess what? I don't ever just do things without talking to you guys or anybody else anyway. Everybody knows this. I'm always engaging in conversation with everybody to get feedback on things I should do, right? So by unanimous decision by like 4 to 5 people that were in VC at the time, I said, you think I should remove their admin? Because like they're deleting stuff. And they all said yes, right? Night Owls got removed too, right? Even though he wasn't even deleting stuff. I removed everybody's admin, which by the way is my right to do because I gave it to you in the first place. It's my server. So this idea that, oh, Feeble lies and he lies all the time and he says one thing, he does the other. Motherfucker, nobody was going to remove your admin. If you just showed up to the fucking meeting I kept asking you to show up to, after I personally apologized to each one of you, that you never wanted to respond, you didn't want to engage with. If you just showed up to the meeting, you all would have had the server anyway. I was going to give it to Silas. Because I was done with this shit, right? I don't want to deal with this shit. I have people lying to my face. I have people, you guys are having spying on people. You're doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm getting into Twitter fights on the behalf of like people I don't give a fuck about because like I stand on principle. So like I defend our community. When somebody's getting dragged on Twitter, I shit on the other person. You know, I put myself in harm's way and in that fucking situation on your behalf. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of this shit. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about this stuff. I hate this shit. It's all fake and gay. I can't stand fake and gay people, and I can't stand people who have personas online, right? I don't want to engage in all this shit. I don't want to deal with this shit. So it's like, all right, I'm done. We're going to have a meeting. We'll hash things out, and then we'll agree. We'll see how it goes. But like ultimately, my goal was to give Silas the Discord. Because generally Silas seems like the most level-headed person. Hilariously enough, though, that doesn't seem to be the case. Reading some of the fucking heinous shit he's been writing behind the scenes. By the way, like none of us have slandered you guys at all. In fact, for the most part, for the last week, we actually just like literally don't give a fuck about you. And we've been baiting you purposely. You have some of the worst spies ever, by the way. Like, no wonder why America can't win a war versus Iran. And we got top tier talent like fucking counter intel on the scene. Like, probably one of the worst spies and dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. No wonder why we always kept getting such like bad fucking like screenshots from this guy. Like, motherfucker, like, do you not know that I know that you're a spy? Did you not think that like we were purposely saying things and baiting you to go say something? Like we were literally watching in real time as you would come in, fish for info, and then we literally just tell you some bullshit, and then you'd go relay it. Did you know how badly you relayed it too? Like literally we were crashing out because it's like we did this whole setup where like I staged a crash out in front of him. So he'd go tell you guys shit, and we were watching it in real time, and then we actually did crash out because the guy didn't even relay the fake information we just told him properly. Like, he actually just made up a completely different story because the guy's retarded. So it's like, I don't know, man. You guys are not very smart. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. Moving on. Like, what else are we talking about here? So your admin was removed because you guys are crashing out publicly on Twitter, and you were deleting shit in the Discord. And it wasn't just your stuff. You were deleting other VTubers. You were deleting Leaflet. You were deleting shit like that. That's actually kind of like fucked up to do because those people never consented to that, right? And who are you to delete anything, right? These are character references. I can easily just create a new thread, which, by the way, we did. Like, it's not that hard. And we just literally recreated your threads and just post your pictures back in there. Like, you literally can't stop it. So deleting it is pretty malicious. And to delete it when we were supposed to be having a meeting to like settle things and everything was already put to bed, and then escalating it further is kind of retarded, don't you think? Making everything public on Twitter is kind of retarded, don't you think? It wasn't me that did that. That was your decision. And then lo and behold, next day, actually, let's just go over what did I say to all of you as things are happening. I said, hey man, I get it. You're unhappy, but like what the crash out you're having is completely unacceptable. Until we have a meeting, nobody's getting admin back. And you guys just like, well, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm leaving. Real ironic and real weird. You guys all had videos planned. You had videos ready to go. You had all these gens ready to go. You had all these songs ready to go. It's really weird. It's almost like you were planning this for a while. It's weird how that works, guys. It's almost like you were planning this. Interesting. But, you know, beyond that, did anybody stop you? Nope. I said, hey, you know, it is what it is. Can't stop you now. Good luck. Wish you luck. Do your thing. Have a good time. In fact, none of you were banned. Nobody was kicked. In fact, hilariously, some of you, by the way, a lot of you just don't stand on principle. And this is how I know you're all fake and gay. Not only just from the insane shit you were saying in your Discord, but just from the fact that you don't even stand on principle enough to leave Red Veil. So many of you are still sitting in Red Veil, by the way. Nobody's ever banned any of you or kicked you or nothing. And you're still sitting in Red Veil. So it's like, it's pretty hilarious, actually. Like, oh, you're like, oh, I stand on principle. I don't want anything to do with this guy. Yet you're still in my private server. Like, so it's pretty ironic, hilariously enough. Like at least half of you are still in there. So that makes me giggle, right? So then you got to spin the narrative. Well, we need a reason why we did this. Okay, Shiver, it's time to release your Google Docky. And the excuse was, you made songs. Yep, that's the excuse. The excuse was, well, he made songs about, you know, expressing his feelings about what was happening. And they were all vague. And two of them were made actually before any of this happened. And I just kind of like slightly adjusted some lyrics around. They were based on some other songs that somebody else in the community did. So I released some songs, some very vague songs that literally explain nothing. Literally did not say anybody's name. Were vague enough that they could fit basically just as a song in that typical genre. And you crashed out about that, and you used that as an excuse to basically release a Google Doc that you've all been working on behind the scenes, probably for about a week and a half before. I'm pretty sure you were working on it before she even left. Because I did catch it, right? So it's like before she even left, you guys were already helping her make this shit. So this whole idea that I dragged everybody into this is false, because you guys were already involved. All of you were already involved in my personal relationship. All of you were already getting whispers in your ears about shit from her, and you were already helping her make a Google Docky, right? It's 124 fucking pages long, full of nothing, right? So that releases the next day. Oh, wow. Shocking. You guys do all this big public showboating event where you all do this like mass exodus. By the way, mass exodus is hilarious because Like literally nobody left. So, in fact, I'm pretty sure like Skynet went up in numbers since you guys left. Because it turns out when we're not gatekeeping a bunch of other communities that want to learn AI, like you guys were, a lot of people join. It's crazy how that works. And it turns out they can behave and they're actually pretty chill. They don't cause any problems. They just wanted to learn AI. And instead we were having like weird beef wars with them and spying on them for some reason. So anyway, you guys leave and it's like, all right, cool. Enjoy your little place. I think you're retarded. I think you just made a huge mistake. I think this was pointless, but enjoy. And hilariously, you were claiming it was going to be the drama-free Discord, but I got enough screenshots to show that was not the case, was it? You guys have had nothing but drama the entire week you've existed, and then there's no drama at all in our Discord. In fact, everybody's pretty chill. We've been actually having a lot of fun, hilariously enough. Not only just like, you know, watching Eustace troll people on Blue Sky, making some new gens. We've been working on some new like prompting stuff. We have some business plans in the work with some bigger VTubers, but also just trolling you guys in the side chat because you spy on our side chat and then you screenshot who's in our Discord. In fact, you went around banning people from all of these extended Discord communities if you saw them in VC with me, which was pretty cringe to do, by the way. Especially Muru. You guys banned Muru from everything. What did Muru do to you guys? Why are you scared of the cat girl? Literal. By the way, Muru didn't even agree with me in the situation. She was actually kind of leaning on Shiver's side, right? So it's like, you guys banned your own ally. So it's like, I don't even know, man. You literally forced her into like our camp. Like, I hope you realize you did that, right? And it wasn't just her. You banned Bupella. Why the fuck did you ban Bupella, bro? You guys banned Bupella by association because he was in VC with me. You banned Night Owl just because he was in VC with me. Night Owl has his own grievances with you guys. It had nothing to do with me. Like, so it's like, and if anything, I'm the one I'm arguing with him, trying to get him to calm down because he has his own grievances with you that are completely set aside from shit with me, right? And I'm trying to get him to calm down. You ban him, right? You guys banned Shiro. You banned Shiro from your Discord, who doesn't even like me, by the way. She literally does not like me. She'll tell you this. I know this too. She's like said it to my face. She doesn't like me. But she joined the Discord, and you banned her because she was critical of Shiver too, because she thought Shiver was retarded, because she is retarded, right? And then, yeah, like I said, your little character assassination happens. You come in my stream thinking you're all going to clown on me in chat, and instead what happens? I don't know. Like probably like 60 people show up to clown on you instead. And then you all start leaving because it's not going as you planned. And so what's the next step, right? Well, that didn't go as planned. We didn't nuke him out of orbit and we didn't have a mass exodus from the server. What do we do now? Oh, let's send the Google Doc around to big VTubers like Mama Akko and Leaflet and get them to cover it. Are you retarded? Do you not think like I talk to these people? Like, do you not think these people are my friends? It's almost like it's almost like I have the ability to have like big collabs and like, and get shout outs from these people and they're my friends and I can like engage with them. But I never took advantage of any of that, did I? It's almost like I helped multiple people get jobs and employment from these people behind the scenes, while taking none of that for myself. It's almost like I didn't do any of the things you're accusing me of, which is like abusing my power and obsessing over clout. How can I obsess over clout when I don't stream? I gave up streaming. I literally maybe streamed like maybe 5 times total in the last 2 months. Right? I never advertise myself. I never even post my own YouTube videos in the YouTube channel. I just make like really shitty C-tier music that gets like 200 views every once in a while. How can I simultaneously be a tyrant who willingly gives up his power all the time and was willing to give it to you to settle things and to keep the community together? Like, I was willing to give you everything and I knew you were going to ban me afterwards, and I was willing to accept that if it kept everybody from splitting off and doing this stupid shit and keeping everything from spiraling out of control into the public. But you didn't accept that, did you? Right? Because it was never about the community. It was always about finding the chink in Feeble Mind's armor and dragging him down. That's always what it's been about. I mean, it was like, it's shocking to me because like I always considered you all friends and brothers and I would do anything for you. So for me to read some of the heinous shit that you were writing about me in your Discord afterwards was fucking incredible. And by the way, I'm not spying on you. I don't care. In fact, I kept telling people in DMs who were sending me stuff to please stop sending me this shit because I don't want to see it because it's going to make me mad. And it did make me mad. And it's not about what you said about me. It's about what you said about other people. It's about what you said about people who are associated with me. It's about what you said about people that helped build this whole fucking thing for you in the first place. It's about people who are your predecessors, who you should be showing fucking respect to, who you're bad-mouthing and shitting all over because you're fucking leftists. You're disgusting little leftists, and that's what you really are. And you know that's what you really are. You were never right wing. You're not chuds. You're little leftists. How quickly you all spiral to act like little fucking annoying little gnat leftists in your little private Discord as soon as you get the opportunity, right? How quickly you start slandering people, making shit up. How quickly you start siding with people who are literally fucking borderline pedophiles that we should have banned from the community forever ago, who were fucking sexting basically borderline minors in the public Discord. How quickly you start associating with all the worst people and all the drama frogs, right? How quickly you guys take all the instigators and drama fucking frogs out of the community and they all follow you, and how quickly all the drama disappears from the main Discord. It's weird how that happens, right? How quickly you stab me in the back. None of you can find a single instance of anything I've ever done wrong to you. I've done nothing but support all of you. I give you money. I give you support. I'm always in your streams. And it's like, for the most part, you had free reign for almost 2 months to do whatever you wanted with like very little pushback, right? I wanted people like Opal unbanned. I wanted people like FedEx unbanned. And you guys refused to do that. And I didn't push back against that. Hilariously, the whole Opal drama thing is funny too, because she was supposed to come back to the server, right? Night Owl reached out to her and invited her back, which is his right to do because he's an admin. He can do that. And I also kind of gave the okay on it too, right? So like he talked to her, smoothed things out. She wanted to come back, but she wanted to talk to an admin first. So what happens? She's supposed to talk to one. What happens? The admin doesn't talk to her for 2 weeks. So she gets pissed and says, fuck this, which I don't blame her. Why didn't you talk to her for 2 weeks? Oh, you're busy. Busy doing what? Making my own content. Wow, that's crazy. But you're supposed to be a community leader and an admin for like a 500 person community, right? Yeah. Well, why didn't you do your job? Oh, you know, it's about my own content, right? So y'all can go fuck yourselves. And to be honest, there will be no reconciliation. We're well past that point. I tried. I kept trying the whole time on Discord, much to my own friends like dismay of saying don't bother. I've seen enough. I've been sent enough screenshots of just absolute crazy shit you guys have been saying behind the scenes. I've been sent enough screenshots of you guys follow policing people, telling people who they can follow, who they can associate with. It's very clear to me that all you guys care about is being the in-group, having your little clique, and just farming everybody's generations. Like all you guys do on Twitter all day is basically just clout farm each other. It's all about getting your little orbiters just to make arts of you all the time, little cutesy art of your little in-group. You just want to be the head of the community. You just want to be the faces of the community. You want everything to revolve around you and your content. You don't give a fuck about anybody else. You never did. And it's fucking blatantly obvious. I think anybody who's watched your actions, which a lot of people have, by the way, I tried to warn you. I was trying to help you on Discord, on fucking Twitter multiple times, telling you, hey guys, it's not a good look if like I'm supposed to be the bad guy, but you're the one banning people. You're the one gatekeeping people. You're the one doing this like purity test when they join your Discord and questioning them with like 7 other people in there. It's not a good look when you're banning other VTubers who don't like this other VTuber, which is perfectly a fair thing for them not to like them. It's a bad look when none of you are banned. In fact, even Shiver is unbanned from Skynet and she can freely join because it's a public Discord. That doesn't mean nobody's going to clown on you in the Discord, but you're free to join, correct? Whereas like you guys have made a blacklist. This person can't join. That person can't join. You banned Bupella. You banned Muru. You banned Night Owl. You carpet banned a bunch of people. You tried to tell Eustace who he could and who he couldn't talk to, and he shouldn't follow these people. Like you're fucking crazy. You're delusional. You have problems. You've spiraled into this like fucking pit that you can't escape from, and I hope you suffocate in it. I'm gonna be real. I hope you enjoy it. It was hilarious watching Leaflet bait you guys, by the way. Just so you know, Silas, because the reason why Leaflet hasn't responded to you is because she thinks you're fucking retarded, and she thinks the Google Doc is the dumbest thing she's ever read in her life. And you're lucky that she hasn't covered it and basically exposed you guys. I mean, she did say a little things just to say the piece, right? Basically saying that you guys are retarded and you have 0 HP because you fell for a bunch of bullshit, right? And I wish you the best. I would suggest you stop DMing big VTubers to try to get them to cover shit. It's just really dumb to do. They're not going to do it. In fact, we've been kind of memeing and laughing about it. That's why she baited you guys. That's why we changed the voice channel name to like Leaflet Watch Party. We baited you guys because we knew you were watching and you were going to start panicking. We screenshotted all of you guys panicking in chat. She knew it was going to make you guys sweat. That's why she did it. Like, you're literally being baited and you don't even know it. That's how stupid it is. But it is getting boring now. I am kind of done playing with you guys. I am done playing with my food. I'm kind of over it. So what's the future look like for Skynet? Not my problem because I'm not in charge. Once again, proving your entire narrative wrong and showing once again that you guys are actually the bad guys here. I literally gave up the Discord and gave it to DJ, the guy who created it in the first place, right? No, that's not because I can manipulate DJ. In fact, DJ's threatened to ban me multiple times. So it's like it is what it is. If you want, I'll even prove my point again and I'll leave the Discord. I'll actually let DJ ban me. Okay. I'll let him ban me and I won't come back. Like, that's how stupid this is. Like, you guys think I care about this shit and I don't. I don't know how many times I got to like show how wrong you are and how stupid you are. Right. You have been making yourselves look like the bad guys all week. I haven't even had to do anything. I haven't had to make a statement like this. I haven't had to show receipts on anything. Like, you guys have been shooting yourselves in the foot. I can release a fucking like 100-page Google Docu right now. Do you want to see how many screenshots I have? I have quite a lot. We have quite a lot, right? Because like they've been getting collaborated on. And by the way, like I said, I'm not spying on you. These are people who joined your server, saw how fucking weird everything was, and then they started basically turning traitor and telling me things. I don't want to know this shit. In fact, I'll show you the DMs where I'm telling people like, hey man, I don't care. I don't want to know this. Stop sending this to me. But unfortunately, I've seen too much at this point, and you guys have completely lost the plot. Your own family members are telling you to chill the fuck out. You've lost the plot. Your own friends are telling you to chill the fuck out. You lost the plot. And look how quickly a lot of you are starting to back out. I already know some of the admins have already been plotting to fucking get rid of Dot Pocket because you guys are pissed off about what he did, right? Because everything's kind of his fault at the end of the day, and you're not happy about it. I know all about that too. So I can't wait for things to spiral out of control in your drama-free Discord, as now you guys are going to have voting, which is cringe and gay, by the way. Democracy is cringe and gay. When you have power, you wield power, and that's the only way it's ever going to work. Voting is never going to work when you have 7 egos who all want to basically be king. That's not going to work, guys. But best of luck to you. Nothing will get done, and you guys will have endless arguments. It's kind of like how I was the one who had an offer from Leaflet to create a project, and I brought it to you guys because I was too busy, right, to deal with it, and I assigned 2 of you to be in charge. Not only did I assign 2 of you to be in charge, I told you exactly what we're going to do, exactly how to do it, exactly who to recruit. Eustace even made an entire fucking script, and you guys used none of it. Instead, what happens is you all start voting on things. You start voting to have a meeting to then vote on a thing of what you're going to do. And then 2 months later, the project spirals out of control. You wasted everybody's time. Thank God. Actually, you wasted a lot of people's money too, because I'm pretty sure you guys were like test genning stuff and wasting money and credits on this shit. And then you ended all of that after like 2 months, and you didn't even have a plot yet. You didn't even have an idea what you were gonna you were gonna practice. You were gonna do a practice. You were gonna make a practice video to see if you could make the actual, like, it made no sense. So it's like, it's insane that I put you guys in charge of one project, and like you embarrass the entire community, and you can't even get it done. You can't even come up with a concept. You couldn't even come up with a concept, bro. Like, I literally like I just don't know, man. By the way, we've restarted that project, and in like one day with like 4 people, like we already have like a storyboard kind of forming. We already have like what we're going to do. We've already have like ideas of like who's doing what. It's pretty easy when you have like one person who just says, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, because that one person knows everybody's talents and strengths and then assigns them to do their task and tells them what to do. It's weird how things get done that way. It's weird how nothing gets done when you guys all have egos and you're all self-centered and then you're all voting on things. Like, oh, it's weird how that works, how that never gets anywhere. It's almost like the whole country of America itself is a facsimile of that, right? Where it's like nothing gets done because you can't work in this system because the system's inherently corrupt and broken. And the only way to actually fix it is to have an actual dictator, right? To have an authoritarian regime step up and kind of just literally wipe everything clean and start over, right? So I don't know. Enjoy what you guys got going. I wish you the best. I genuinely love you guys. You piss me off though. And I just want nothing to do with you. Like it'd be a really hard sell to ever want to associate with any of you again. We're all very happy in our space with people that we know aren't constantly like stabbing each other in the back. We can just hang out, have fun, and plan things. Like I'm currently talking to a bunch of, okay, let's talk about the future now, right? We talk about the past, talk about the present. Let's talk about the future. So what does the future hold for Skynet? Like I said, I don't know. I'm not really involved. Like, you know, I'll offer input or offer suggestions to DJ here and there, but it's really DJ ship as it was originally in the first place. No, DJ is not my real life brother. That's retarded. No, DJ is not my little slave boy who does whatever I want. That's retarded. No, this is not some ploy to get Skybrows back in the server. We literally don't want him back. We've already started rebranding everything because like the guy does nothing anyway. That's like a sticking point everybody eventually learned. Plus, every time he cameos people, it causes drama. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's like people get so petty and so obsessed with getting a cameo, they lose their fucking minds. It's absolutely insane. Will the guy come back anyway? He probably will, because he's kind of a bitch. He just kind of does. He just goes wherever people are going to glaze him. So like he'll probably come back, especially once like he realizes who we're going to be in bed with eventually. He's going to probably come back anyway. But like, do I care? No. I mean, will DJ care? Probably. I don't know. DJ likes the guy, so whatever. It's not my call. It's DJ's call. But like, no, we're not trying to like secretly smuggle Skybrows back in. We don't need Skybrows to have validity for our movement and our community and what we're doing. Like, we don't need to latch on to him as a figurehead to make everything work, right? That's what you guys have to do, right? Because you guys created a schism in the community for fucking no reason. We're doing a bunch of shady shit behind the scenes, and now you need some justification to get people on your side. So you're trying to latch on to him just so you can use him to basically attract people to your group, which it's still not working, by the way. So many people sit in your VC and basically go, this is weird, I don't like it here, and then eventually just come over here and tell us about it. So stop spying on the main server, because like I don't know why. Like, why are you spying on the main server if you don't care anymore? Like, you said you don't care anymore, you don't want to be involved, so like, why the fuck are you still spying on it? Why are you so obsessed with it? Why are you screenshotting everybody in VC every day? Like, it's kind of weird behavior. Yeah, just do your own thing, man. Just move on, do your own thing. Like, you know, you suffer the consequences of your actions. Crazy. I know that's a meme for you guys. You think it's funny, but you do. All of you do, right? It's weird how that works. But like, most people over here don't want anything to do with you. You've all proven yourselves to be two-faced. You've all proven yourselves that like literally the mask all came off, right? Like all the things that you really think started coming out, right? It's crazy how that works. And the future is pretty bright. Like, I'm currently talking to a lot of JP creators because I've tapped into the JP AI space. Some of them are going to start like coming up with like prompt of the weeks and stuff for us to work on. And I'm going to try to get some of them in to try to help people prompt. We're trying to push people away from like slop chat GPT content and just like popping out fucking, you know, stupid meme content all day of the core group. It's always funny how like everything revolves around genning the same like 6 people. That's like all you guys care about. You just want to keep getting like I get it, man. It does. I can understand how it gets to your head, right? But it's like it is not what the community is. Like, that is not the community. The community is not constantly genning the same 6 people and that's all it's about. No, it's not. That's not what it's about. Like I said, how many of you even knew Leafu had music? How many of you even know about like the 100 sub channels that exist and like the content they're creating? Like, you don't. You never did. I'm the only one that ever knew about half this shit. I'm the only one in everybody's streams all the time. I'm the one fucking who was supporting all these people who had 5 subs who now have thousands. And that's just is what it is. So like I said, the future is we're not going to be latching ourselves on the Skybrows because we don't need to. We haven't needed to for a while, right? He doesn't culturally align with us. He doesn't align with the values we want. He doesn't align with our goals. He never has. He has his own goals, and that's fine. He can have his own goals. That's why we pretty much demoted him to being a content creator inside of the Discord, right? So we're going to keep going forward. We're going to clean up the mess you left behind. We're going to keep expanding the Discord. We're going to be re-inviting people that you've wrongly banned for no reason, and talking things out with them. We're going to be expanding into other communities that we were hating on for absolutely no reason, who just generally wanted to learn AI. And we're going to do our thing. So you guys have fun gatekeeping. You have fun follow policing. You have fun blocking anybody who's critical of you and exposes you for who you are. We're just going to do our thing over here. And that's that. No, there's no intention for me to ever take the server back. There's no intention for me to even be a mod or an admin. I don't want to be, actually. I don't want anything to do with that. That's DJ's problem now. As I told him this morning, I was like, DJ, this is all your problem now. Good luck. All right. At the end of the day, I don't care what you do, but like, here are some suggestions, right? Because ultimately at the end of the day, like, we are kind of the leaders of the AI movement and AI community in the West, right? So as one of those leaders at one point in time, I'm going to continue to branch out and try to get people involved. Like, hey, look at what you can do. Come learn how to prompt. Come talk to this person. There's plans to set up seminars where people can show things like, here's my workflow, right? I'm going to continue to support you guys. I'm going to continue to retweet your shit. I'm going to continue to watch your videos and like your videos because that's all I've been doing all week and that's all I've ever done. But no, do I want to engage with you personally again? Probably not. It's probably going to be a waste of time. And do I need to release the fucking like 100-page Google Docy that screenshots all the bullshit you guys are doing? I can, and I will, if you don't stop slandering, spying, and you don't just start worrying about yourselves. Because I don't care what the fuck you think about me or what you say about me. It's everybody else that's getting kind of swept up in your bullshit. You're making everybody uncomfortable. You're making people not want to join voice chat because they know you're spying on them. And you're making people feel uncomfortable with what they want to say because they don't know what you're going to take and use out of context, right? So just cut the shit. You left, right? You left. Nobody forced you out. You left. So go do your own thing, right? You guys said you were the community. You guys said you were the ones doing everything. So go prove that, right? Enjoy yourselves. As for everybody else, there is no gatekeeping in Skynet. Anybody can join. We don't care. Now, people who are, currently kind of at odds, I don't promise you'll have a pleasant experience. You won't be banned or kicked as long as you don't break rules, but I don't promise you won't be clowned on, but you're not banned. And anybody's welcome. You're even welcome to be in both servers. Nobody cares over here. We don't care about that, right? You're free to be in both servers, just like a lot of people are still in Redvale, by the way. Feeble Mind's such a bad guy. We hate him so much, but we still sit in his private Discord server. And you know why you do? It's not even because you want to spy. It's because Leaflet's in there. It's because other big VTubers are in there, and you want access to that because you want to farm clout, right? So that's pretty much it. Like I said, do your thing. Best of luck to you. Leave DJ alone. Leave his server alone. Leave my friends alone. They're supposed to be your friends too, by the way. I don't know why you forget this. Like, you forget that they're your friends too, that have always looked after you. So just leave them alone. So the future is do your thing. Now let's talk about my future. What is my content going to look like? I have no fucking idea. I've thought about streaming again, but at the same time, I really just don't care. I just don't care about streaming. The only thing I really like to do is I just like to work on art and I like to do music. So I'll probably just keep doing those, and that's going to be pretty much it. Maybe there'll be an AI video here and there. I don't know. I've never really liked doing AI video content. I just find it like boring. It just takes too long. And it's like waiting 30 minutes for a Seedance gen. It's just like not my cup of tea. I'd rather just experiment with art styles and help guide people on projects and things like that. and work on music because that is fun for me. And then that's pretty much it. I might maybe do some commentary stuff again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like the thing is of my channel is like I just get bursts of like what I want to do and then it runs out. So it's like I should stream. I should take advantage of all the drama and then like, you know, dwarf these guys' viewership numbers because I could, but I'm probably not going to, because once again, for me, this has never been about internet points. I could care fucking less about internet points. For me, it's always been about actually pushing culture and actually making changes in culture and pushing like right-wing ideology, pushing Christianity, you know, pushing cool art and freeing art from the constraints of like modern artists who like to lock and gatekeep it, which is hilarious that like you guys have slowly started becoming the very thing that we set out to destroy in the first place, where like you're gatekeeping prompts. I don't know why you do that. I mean, if you actually knew how to actually gen and you actually knew how to use any AI, because most of you actually don't, like you actually just literally don't know how to prompt, which is hilarious. But like if you actually did, you would realize that you can reverse engineer any prompt off any image at any time with most AI tools. So like your prompts are never safe. There's no reason to guard prompt. That's just fucking retarded. Yeah. Anyway, I wish you all well. Genuinely, I do. Like I'm actually worried watching you guys crash out and spiral the way you are. I hope you sort it out. I hope everything works out for you. Personally, I don't want to be involved with any of you ever again. I'll still support your work though. And, you know, I might fuck with you and tease you once in a while, but that'll be about it because I just can't help myself. Yeah, I honestly wish you the best. I'm just begging you to please stop spiraling, spying, and slandering people that had nothing to do with any of this, by the way. Some of the shit you've been saying is wild. And then the few people who have seen it are not happy with it. So I can tell you that the sentiment in your new little group is not good. It's very much not good because people DM me constantly. I don't, and to people who do, I appreciate it, but like it has nothing to do with me. There's nothing I can do about it. It's all on them at this point. If they want to broker a peace deal with DJ, by the way, I even told DJ that I will help heal the splintering by taking a ceremonial ban. So if that's something you're interested in, if that will appease you, because I don't know what to do to appease you guys at this point. Nothing seems to be appeasable. Like you were offered the server, you were offered to unban the person you were so upset got banned. You just didn't care about any of that, right? So I don't even own the server anymore. I'm not even a mod. And now you're still not happy. Why is it you're so unhappy? You guys got everything you wanted, but you're still miserable. Why is that? Seems kind of weird, don't you think? And then it's like I said, talk to DJ. I'm down. If that helps heal you guys and helps stop you from harassing my friends, and then puts everything back together. If I got to take a ceremonial ban to basically just never come back again, and then you guys all just rejoin and get over whatever the fuck stupid little childish spat you're having, let's do that. That's fine. I literally told DJ to offer that, and he said no because, you know, he's my boy, and then like he doesn't think I should have to do that. But like I'll do that. I don't care. This shit's all fake and gay. I don't really want anything to do with it. I'm just tired of my friends being slandered. So I don't know. Think on it. Let me know. But that's the future. That's what the plan is for me, my content. The future for Skynet, like I said, it's kind of up to DJ, but I do know there's like business plans in the works, and we are kickstarting a couple projects. So if you guys want to be involved in those, you know, seek them out, and your help would be appreciated. And everybody's welcome in Skynet, right? Everybody's welcome. It doesn't matter who you are. If you were banned before, you're probably welcome. It's a public Discord. You can join as long as you don't break any rules. You're good. And that's all I got to say. Have a wonderful night.